Good morning. This is on your shirt. I don't know what that was. Considering how terrible the audio was the last time I was at work, I'm gonna try to talk a little bit louder today, but hopefully not so loud that people outside my office can hear me. But good morning. It is Thursday. It is now 9:44 a.m. Got to work a little bit later than I would have liked to. I stopped to get Dunkin' for breakfast, like actual breakfast, because I forgot to make my overnight oats last night. And I didn't realize it till I woke up this morning and didn't have a breakfast to pack. So I had to stop and get breakfast in addition to getting my usual coffee. But yeah, I am at the, sorry, I just got a notification. I am at work, obviously. Different office today, so I'm in 2 different offices each day of the week that I'm here. So if you recall from my Tuesday vlog, I was in a completely different office that had a bunch of toys and everything everywhere. But today I am in this office, which is I don't want to say much cleaner, but it feels less cluttered. A little bit of a bigger office, so it feels less cluttered. There's more space to kind of maneuver around here. As you can see, I can kind of do all that and not feel like I'm gonna hit something. So this is the office that I'm in today. I've already logged in. I was smart this time and logged in to my work stuff before I started recording. But looking at my schedule today, I have 3 clients usually on Thursdays. I need to turn my notifications off. Jesus. Yeah, I usually have 3 clients on Thursdays. There's a good chance 1 or more of them might not show up because as the end of the semester is approaching, final season is coming up, and a lot of them might be feeling really burnt out and just won't show up. I had a couple of those on Tuesday this week. So we'll see. But I also have supervision after my first client of the day, which is actually in like 12 minutes. And then I have like this hour block for what we call brief assessments, and brief assessments usually take 30 minutes. So I usually have 2 scheduled within that hour, but it looks like today I only have 1 scheduled for that hour. So sorry, I just saw my first patient's thing change color, which means they're in the lobby checking in. But yeah, I only have 1 brief assessment scheduled for the hour that I usually do them in. So I'll probably come back during that time and talk to y'all a little bit more. But right now, like I said, I only have about 12 minutes before I have to see my first client of the day. So I'm going to drink my coffee and eat my avocado toast really quickly so that I am functional. So I will talk to y'all later. So it's now 12:52. My first session went well. It was with a client that I actually haven't seen in a couple of weeks now. Just because things came up. She had to cancel a session and then I had to cancel a session. So it was nice to see her again. And we talked about a lot. We covered a lot. So it was good. I'm supposed to be seeing my next client in like 7 minutes at 1 o'clock. But it doesn't seem like they have checked in yet. And honestly, with this client in particular, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't show up. Just because considering what we've been talking about in our past couple of sessions, as far as like academic stress goes and papers and finals, there's like a slight possibility that they will not show up today because they're probably trying to get classwork done. So I'm waiting for either an email of them telling me that they can't make it, or for their little tab thingy to change color to let me know that they're checking in. We'll see which one happens. Honestly, today isn't a bad day so far. As you probably will know if you watch my update video, I don't have a class to go to after work today because classes are currently not happening because professors are on strike. So I get to go home after this. Well, not after this client, but after work. I get to go home instead of having to stay on campus. So it's a little bonus, but typically on a normal Thursday after work, I would have had to go to the class that I TA for, and then I would have had class after that. So I would have typically been on campus until like 8 p.m. But I'm not going to be here that late today. So good things. While I'm still waiting on my client, to tell you a little bit about, hold on, let me check my email. Okay. To tell you a little bit about what a brief assessment is. A brief assessment is basically a student's first interaction with the counseling center. It's like a 30-minute meeting, just so we can get an idea of why they're reaching out to the counseling center, how urgent their need is, and whether or not we feel like they're appropriate to be seen through the counseling center, or whether we feel like they would gain more from being referred out to a longer term treatment. We do those pretty much on a rolling basis throughout the semester, so that students who absolutely need to see a therapist as soon as possible can be pointed in the right direction. Like I said earlier, I usually do 2 of those per week. Both of them happen within this one like designated hour that I have in my schedule dedicated to doing brief assessments. But I'm assuming because the end of the semester is almost here, we are kind of having less students reach out for assistance right now. So I only had 1 to do instead of 2 like I normally do. Honestly, for a good chunk of the day, so far I've been trying to figure out what I'm gonna eat for dinner because I wasn't able to cook this past weekend. Been kind of craving Chipotle lately, but also I get so scared eating Chipotle because I feel like every other day there's like a fucking E. coli breakout with Chipotle, and I don't know if that's the case right now. I don't want to have those kinds of problems. Okay, well, it is 1 o'clock and my client still hasn't checked in, which means I'm going to turn the camera off now and snap back into therapist mode, so that I can reach out to them and see if everything's okay, see if they're going to be able to make it today, and if they're just running late, or if they need to cancel our session today. But after this client, I have my last client of the day, which I already know is showing up because she already reached out to me to let me know that she's coming. So I will be back after work, probably when I'm on my way home. Okay, bye. Whoa, that is really bright. I need to find a less bright tab. I'm home. I got the Chipotle. I couldn't resist. And also I really didn't feel like coming home and cooking anything. So that's what happened. It feels really good to be home before it's like pitch black outside. That is something that I realize I take for granted every year once the winter gets here and the time change happens. Getting home before dark is a luxury. It's just amazing. It's the bee's knees. It's still pretty early. Obviously, if I'm saying I got home before dark, it's still pretty early. It's 4:33 actually. Here is my, oh, I think I get a chip. Does anybody else do that? You just like look through the bag searching for the perfect chip to eat? I'm a weirdo. Anyway, my current dilemma is that now that there's no classes and I technically don't have classwork to do, I don't have the motivation to do literally any other work. So my brain is like, work? What is that? We don't believe in that. So now I have to convince myself, that's why I'm sitting at my computer. I'm trying to convince myself to do work for like an hour and a half, at least until 6 o'clock. Because I have work to do. I have my internal externship application to finish, which means that I have to continue looking through externships to see which ones I would like to apply to. I don't know if that's a process that every PhD program does, but my program for some reason likes to have like internal applications due, where essentially we kind of tell the DCT what externships we're interested in and like submit kind of like a rough draft of all of our materials, or a rough draft of like the materials that we can have at this point. So like our testing report if we have one, our case summary if we have one, and I have to do that. So that's probably gonna be what I'm doing for at least the next hour and a half. I kind of already have an idea of what externships I want to apply to. I like started looking the other day, finally, after somehow convincing myself to do that through all of the crippling anxiety I was feeling. But I was doing it in like short spurts. Like I would look at the website for like 10 minutes and then walk away from it. And then look at the website for like another 10 minutes and then walk away from it. Because it's just too much, man. It's too much. Externships are too much. They're super stressful, anxiety provoking. My entire cohort is in the group chat, constantly asking questions about it and freaking out and like being anxious in our group chat, and it only makes me more anxious, so I have the group chat on mute at this point. So hopefully they aren't taking offense to me not responding to anything, but yeah, I can't deal with it. Other people's anxieties on top of my own, I just can't deal with it. So I'm just not reading the group chat at this point. I will be doing that for the next hour and a half or so while I eat my chips. I got a burrito bowl too, but I'm saving that for like my actual dinner. Anyway, I'm procrastinating at this point, so I'm just gonna get to it, put on some music, and try to stay focused. So it's a little before 6. I did what I needed to do. I'm literally shaking right now. I'm literally shaking right now, and I honestly can't tell if it's because I'm cold or because I'm anxious. I honestly procrastinated for a little bit longer by answering a bunch of emails that came in earlier that I didn't necessarily need to answer, but preferred to answer as opposed to looking at externship sites. I'm like, I don't know, I'm really shaky right now. Even my voice is kind of like not sounding normal to me. But I did what I had to do. I looked at externship sites. So far I've chosen 5. We can choose up to 10. I highly doubt I'm going to end up applying to 10 places, but so far I'm at 5. And so I submitted my internal application, or the majority of it, listing those 5 sites as my current options. So anyway, yeah, I need food. I need food. I need to not be thinking about this at the moment. And yeah, so I'm going to eat and watch Netflix. And this will probably be the end of my day. Yeah, this is all. So that was my Thursday. Hopefully, even though I didn't have much to do today other than work, this was interesting to watch. This is my final vlog of the semester. I might do more vlogs next semester. I'm not entirely sure right now. Y'all let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end. I truly appreciate it. Let me know down in the comments if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and click that little notification bell so you don't miss my next upload. And I'll see you in my next one.